What's up, y'all? So I'm not really sure if I've shared this with a lot of people, but I know that I've shared it here, or on my Instagram platform. That my mom actually moved in with my family and I some time ago, and that was something that I hadn't ever experienced before. So I am making this video to share what that experience has been like as an adult, as a married woman with children, and having my mom come and share that space with us here, now, right now. So let's get into it. The first thing that has definitely been a huge factor in the transition is the fact that while I am a fully grown woman, I still need nourishing. Like, I still need that thing from my mother that sort of only she can do, that sounding, I guess sometimes it's stern, sometimes it's just her voice, and it doesn't take much. But me being in a place where I'm able to receive direction, different insight, it doesn't always apply. It doesn't always apply, but a good bit of time it does. And realizing that while you are grown, honey, you don't know everything, and you still need to be built up in areas, and sometimes that building up has to come from an external source, particularly your mom. And it's funny because sometimes she'll bring back things to my remembrance that happened when I was a kid, and it's extremely relative to where I am now as a grown woman, as a mom, as a businesswoman. So it's very refreshing to have that, and at times it'll be things that I've forgotten or didn't even know. And she'll share things with me now that I can accept as being a grown woman, as opposed to when I was a child, and it really wasn't the right time to share certain things. So I need that. And I didn't know that I need that. So that has been a huge factor. The second thing is humbleness, and it ties right into number one. Number one, being humble. Being humble and not knowing everything. And me, I can sometimes become set in the way that I've done something, especially if the way that I was doing it was working. Like, if it's good, it's working. But sometimes it could be easier. It could be more efficient. It really doesn't make sense when, it could be spruced up, for lack of better words. So being available to take that redirection is major. And it doesn't just affect me. It affects everything that I touch, because it's effort, it's energy. So if I can do something that's more efficient, or if it's something that I do not know how to do, am I going to take the time to sit and listen and be a student again to receive that direction? And also, I think that this is a huge thing with society, but a heartbreak to me could be me stumping my toe. A heartbreak to someone else could be losing a relative, or going through homelessness, or whatever. It may look different. It may look different for us all, but the emotion is the same. And we can't base events on the significance of the emotion. I hope that makes sense. So I think that ties into being humble as well, and how we approach the way that certain life events have led other people to feel, and be a listening ear, and also listen and receive with compassion. That is also a huge thing, because our lives do not look the same. I mean, even with siblings, even, people who you may share a house with or a life with forever, your life circumstances will not be mirrored, because we all have our own unique journey. So being open to receive and empathize with people, even though you have not been through that certain thing, is major. So that was also a piece that tied into being humble. All right. And the next thing is, it ain't that serious. Like, I am a very, I guess I have like if something is funny, it's extremely funny. Like I'm like falling all out laughing, whatever. If I'm happy, I'm extreme. Like it's yes. It's not really a middle level with me. Like I feel a very strong. So I'm very passionate, right? So to sometimes. Well, to be honest, nothing really is just that serious, especially if I don't have the means to solve it. You know what I mean? I've got to cast my care. And I'm really learning that about certain things. Like for instance, sometimes my mama want to play music, and I like to have things quiet. I like to think and move, and I just like a quiet space. But my husband, my mom, they both like music. They like playing it out loud. So I have to ask myself, like, is it that serious? Like, do you have to? And it's really not. It's really not that deep. It's really not that serious. And that's helping me because, again, it's energy. It's energy. It's me exerting effort and allowing something to bother me. And it's really not a big deal. Like, let's save that. Let's save that. Or even use it for the other side. Let's use it for something positive when it's just really not that serious. Is it worth what could potentially make someone feel uncomfortable or out of place, or it's just not that serious. So being more conscious of the things that I think, and the things that I feel. Where is this feeling coming from? That has been a major, major, major milestone for me. And it's funny how that can impact so many different areas in my life. Like, baby, it ain't that serious. It's just, I know that we need to consider you. We know that your feelings need to matter, baby. It's just not that serious. Okay. And the last thing is the fact that I have impact. I guess me just doing my thing and being humble, I never really thought about it, but people watch me, and I really did not realize that. I guess it's becoming more prevalent now that my business is starting to grow, and it's taken a mindset shift for me. And a while ago, the Holy Spirit spoke to me and said, how are you going to have influence without impact? And I think that's sometimes where, the imposter syndrome can come into play, where you feel like you're not worthy enough to be, looked up to, or you're not, because you're just doing your thing. For me, I'm just doing my thing. But people will mimic what you do because you are influential. You have you spark something in them, and it's not a negative thing, and you will not always get credit from that person. But understand, what I've had to understand is, if people are watching you, you're held to a different standard, because you can lead them to do something positive, or you can lead them to do something that is detrimental. So having my mom here, my good habits, she picks up on them. And I noticed that I do have an impact on how she thinks, and, the things that she does, and how she takes care of herself, which is, a good thing. But that has also been beneficial to me as it relates to my kids, my business, and all. How I carry myself matters. And not trying to be perfect, baby. Not trying to be perfect. Because I'm going to make a mistake, and I will apologize, because I, too, want the people who I have impact on their life to be okay in their imperfections. That is how this journey has been so far from my perspective. I may do a video with my mama so she can come in and chit chat about her crazy old daughter, because I'm 15. Bulls, y'all. I am. But that's me. I love y'all. Take care.